one drawing that caught our attention, actually caught his attention. And we stared at it, and it goes like, when you're smoked up, you know how it is. And it goes like, what is he trying to say in this picture? They're a bunch of potato eaters. And we started to read the description, name of the picture, and the name of the picture was the potato eaters. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that work of Vongo's. And what caught his attention is that back in the school, there was something in our books that resembled very closely to that picture of potato eaters. And we went to school in I'm talking about Soviet Union back then. There was one picture in the book that was very similar to that picture. Now, that caught his attention and mine enough that it started to make a sense for us. We didn't even know that it was making a perfect sense for us. Then when we read the description, the description was exact. The name of the drawing was exactly what we thought. So there is a process of getting their attention, unless somebody is bored out of his mind or doesn't have a topic to talk, then you can bring any topic onto the table. But for somebody like them who has millions and millions of audience, you have to start. It's a process. It's like climbing the ladder. First step is to grab an attention amongst millions of requests that they're getting. Once you grab that attention, then you start the next level, making it more juicy, and see what makes it juicy for that particular person, because what makes it juicy for you may not be the same for them. Try to find a ways, tell the story that makes it juicy for them, which is throwing in like a similar thing, something that they know they're passionate about, make it make it comparable. That attention grabbing could be something very, very stupid too. Depends, like Winston said, what that person is familiar with, what interests them. If you go to Joe Rogan and say something stupid like this, Michael Jordan was the worst boxer in the world, something stupid like that. He may not talk about it with you anymore, but that will grab his attention. Michael Jordan, boxer, who the hell do you think you are? You know what I mean? Anything could grab an attention, and then you feed the fire with the small tweaks. The fire starts with a single amber, and that amber won't be a story of the fire. It could evolve into a huge bonfire, but then again, it started with that amber. The amber is gone, and anything that we can be an amber to grab their attention. Then you start to feed with the little tweaks, and then the climax will happen consequently. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I'm making any sense or I lost in my thoughts, but
Hey Gandalf, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Hey guys, Steph was there before me. I'll jump in after.
Oh no, Gandalf, by all means, you go ahead. I don't have anything that's of severe importance to share.
Neither do I.
Oh, okay. I have a quick question. Is Drew in the space?
No, not right now.
Oh, then I'm not going to do it. Okay, sorry. He always says something, and I really just wanted him.
Apartment, maybe perhaps like in front of like the movie DVDs and stuff like that. Walmart in the past has been very good with allowing their suppliers to cross merchandise into departments that may, that may not be exactly what they're selling, but as long as you have, like a part, not a partnership, for a lack of a better word, like DVDs or movies, right? And so is AMC, obviously. So the two being side by side is something that I think could be considered from Walmart's corporate, perspective as well too.
Okay, so I'm typing in the ideas right now. So let me repeat that, and if you need to modify that, please let me know. So first one is cross merchandise products in electronic department of Walmart. And,
well, I mean, electronics, but more or less, I think, gear it towards next to the DVDs. We put them next to cell phones, might not make the biggest, the best of sense. But, if it's if it's right by their movie collections and DVDs, I think something like that could make sense.
Gotcha. I wrote next to DVD as well in the brackets. Okay. Cool. And the second one is sell AMC popcorn right next to cash register, right? So that will catch the eyes easily.
Right. To give you a specific, the end cap's right in front of the cash register. So each cash register has an end cap directly in front of it. And I think, even if we're not in front of every single one of them, which would be beautiful in my opinion, but that'd be pretty hard to negotiate. But even if we're in one of them or two of them.
Yeah, even also because there's a lot of the self-checkout, right? And you have the little hallway that you have to pass for you to check yourself out that are waiting the line. Those little hallways too, it's included, right, into the next to the cash. So that's why people are just standing there and staring at it.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Yeah. Cool. Both ideas are entered. Do you have anything else to share?
No, that's it. I'll drop down a listener now. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for coming up with the ideas. Go ahead, Jakey.
Yes, Mehul, all that talk of spicy food make me so hungry. So I had this idea. Maybe it's already there. AMC is celebrating Heritage Month. For example, next month, month of June, we're celebrating Indian cuisine. And we're going to have samosas and kalakan. Those are two things very easy to sell. And I don't know, month after that, we can have Greek heritage and so on. So give you something different to the public to taste every month. Just perhaps 2 representations. I can think of 5 different cuisines. Yes, I can think of 5 different cuisines that comes, of course, the samosa with the chana churi will be excellent, but maybe that's too messy. Just the samosas.
Yep.
AMC around the world.
Yes, exactly. And then, Italian food comes. Italian week and a month, and then we have some cannolis. I mean,
and Mexican,
yes. There are so many different, like I said, street food that each cuisine has that will be easier to recreate, to outsource. Maybe not all the MCs we have the ability to get hold on samosas around, the United States, or maybe it's easy to find everywhere. I don't know, but those are things that you can just put it in the air fryer and it's easy to heat.
Yep.
Right?
It is extremely easy. Once you fry them, you can just keep in those warmer. And that's exactly what they do at the Indian restaurant too. So we don't need any new tool or any new, what do you call that?
Yes, equipment.
Equipment. There you go.
You're right. That's what I was thinking. Just what we have, because I saw that kitchen in the MC. I was like into that kitchen. Where are my nuggets? Right?
Yeah.
So I saw the air fryers and the mini ovens, all those things. And then the sweets, for example, kalakan, that is so easy. Kalakan is a pistachio sweet. That is so delicious. You can sell those like hotcakes.
Definitely, definitely. This is so awesome idea, you know,
Oh,
and
thank you.
yeah,
Yes.
this way we are not only offering the different type of food, but uh, we are also encouraging different kind of community to come to AMC theater and enjoy the food that you like instead of
Exactly.
what we sell, you know. So once, let's say this month it's Indian, there would be so many Indians who were not going to AMC would just go for like, oh, you know what? When I'm watching movie, I'm gonna get the Indian food. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. So that idea is amazing. You know, it's entered as idea number 383. Awesome.
Thank you. Now I need to go and grow
Definitely.
up.
When you add that in there, Mahul, when you add that in there, can you specify, like, can you use the term street vendor food? I think when she's right on with that, we need like street type style food, fast,
Yep.
good, wholesome, and it shares the culture.
Added. It is added now.
Exactly, like a Chicago hot dog. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
We have to use the tools that we have right now. No, AMC doesn't have to spend a bunch of money on pizza ovens and shit like that. Let's use the things we have now, like the easiest things to make, like Taco Tuesday. Come on, man.
Yep, 100% agree. We have a new idea from Fez, right? That's why you have your hand up. And after Fez, we're gonna end the call. I'm so sorry, guys. If anybody had new idea, sorry, Wyatt, you can DM.
No, mine is very quick.
Okay,
Mine is very quick.
let's go, Fez.
I don't know if we had AMC combo brunch where you have the movie and the mornings, and you have like all you can drink mimosas, and included in the brunch combo. So you have, I don't know, like breakfast foods plus that, so you can have that before the movie and go watch the movie in the morning, like 11 or something, something like 10:30 and all that. So brunch combos
Cool.
with alcoholic, like drinks like mimosa, something like that. Or you can drink like this within regular brunches.
You want to drink early in the morning?
Well, some people do it on the weekends, right? Like on a Sunday or
Yeah, I'm just
Saturday.
kidding.
They like those alcoholic brunchy weekends. Why not?
Got you. Yeah, the idea is added with your ID. Thank you so much. And Wyatt, go ahead, brother. If you have any idea, I didn't want to.
You have a minute?
Yeah, it's quick. It's quick.
Okay.
So for a long time, I've believed that AMC theaters should have some sort of like understanding or partnership with Giphy. Giphy is embedded into a lot of apps, even keyboards on mobile phones and stuff like that. And what it is if you take a look at Regal actually has embedded themselves into Giphy. And so whenever you look for a GIF on a movie recently, there's a lot of Regal branded GIFs out there. So this might be toward the marketing manager. I feel that the marketing manager should maybe look into exploring to see how they can get some exposure there. Because we take whatever tool is easy to us to be able to promote a gift or create a meme or do whatever. And if it's fast and easy to just have something with an AMC brand and potentially where it doesn't cost us any money and just more effort to where AMC marketing puts those gifts out there available to the public right away. And maybe that might be able to gain us exposure. I don't know if they need to pay for anything, but hopefully not. But just keep an eye out for that. A lot of companies are doing marketing through gifts, right? South Park does it. It's an amazing strategy in my eyes.
Hey guys, I'm gonna dip Mahul. Good job, good call. Just for everybody to know, Aron is throwing out some tweets right now, or just did a little while ago, and calling some people out on certain stuff. So you guys might want to check it out. Everybody have a good afternoon.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jim. Good to see you, buddy.
From Adam Aron's tweet, from what I gather, he's trying to correct a lot of the bad data out there, and that's actually pretty important, because a lot of companies use those, that data in their data feeds, and so a lot of companies, a lot of traders could be getting incorrect data. So it's good to hear that that's happening.
Are you there, mijo? I guess we're gonna end the call now, or as soon as it comes back. For my part, I'll say thank you, everybody, at least for the little piece that I got. Awesome ideas. And yeah, man, keep it up.
Remember, because the guys bought pizza with so many Bitcoins, so that is a special day. So then you have your NFT, and there's pizza slices all over it. There is a day for the 20th of April. You see your NFT all smoky. So he has about like 30 or 40 of these different special days, and he has generated that. And if you want to look into something awesome, I think of all the things I bought, that is one of the best ones. I will look it up and I send you a link.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is this guy is super, super awesome.
So, okay, guys, are we doing anything, or should I continue making calls and leaving messages? I'm back. I was a little bit distracted, tweeting and then doing a couple of other things, but I can get back on task here. Or we can, if we're talking about something, we can continue talking. I'm sorry, I was just away for a minute, so I don't know. Am I interrupting anybody?
No, man, go for it. I don't work on Sundays. I refuse to. This is my day to just.
This is not work. This is the work of passion.
Sure.
It's like learning to play the acoustic guitar. That is the first half of a joke made by Doug Stanhope. I will not make the second half of the joke. If you're familiar with him, you will appreciate it and laugh very, very hard. If you don't know him, then this will be pointless. Happy and positive. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Is everyone okay?
Yep. How are you?
Cool. Just calling by to say hello, really. Yesterday was absolutely outstanding. It's been a busy old day today. I did manage to send a letter to the Oversight Committee and to the SEC, the Ombudsman at the SEC earlier today, but it's been quite a hectic day, so I've had a lazy one today. I did want to say that, I don't know if he's here, but Howard has really equipped us with the ability now to, as previously I've been sending emails and it's been, please would you examine the, or please would you investigate the incidents with regarding to MMTLP, etc. Today I was writing, further to the recent developments regarding the FOIA number, whatever the number was, we demand that you investigate recent occurrences, and so it gave me that forcefulness. I don't know if anybody else has mentioned that, but now we have the ability to, rather than hello, please and thank you, this is a scandal, you need to look at this now, and I found that quite fulfilling, to be honest. So yeah, that's all I've done today. Thank
you for doing that. Thank you for sharing, guys. We really appreciate it. Just like Happy and Positive came up and let us know what's going on with her, what she did. It helps motivate other people to make the calls, and overall creates it promotes and fosters an era of action, I think.
That's it. And so I mean, once you start doing it, it's quite fulfilling to do as well, particularly now, because as I said, we're justified. I mean, we were always justified, but now we have the backup really of those emails to say, no, we are justified and you need to do something about this, and you need to do something about this yesterday. So get it done, in obviously a professional manner. But right. I found, that you could be a little bit more demanding today, because this is not on. This is not on. It's ridiculous. So get it sorted.
Right on. Thank you so much. Happy positive. And you actually reminded me of something that I wanted to say, but that had skipped my mind. I was speaking with one of the community members earlier this morning, and they told me that that now after Howard's after the news from Howard and the FOIA.
Yeah, I wanted to generally comment about Venezuela. Venezuela nationalized its oils, and as U.S. government been trying to overthrow Venezuelan government, I not see much friendship in there, and probably not much oil deal. Even to Biden went and met with Venezuelan president, but yeah, I wouldn't count on getting oil from Venezuela.
Yeah, I would concur with that.
So, Mr. Pecos, did you want to get back into the natural gas stuff? Because I didn't
sure.
have any hands, and I think that's a really
well, just for the benefit of me getting a second run at it and the rest of the group, can you restate your question?
I just wanted to know about the natural gas production, like how involved is it? How is it? Do we know how expensive it is? Do we know roughly what's there? I mean, we know what they're saying, you know, the 100 million or 150 million cubic feet of the liquid LNG. Like, what does this actually mean?
It's probably more along the lines of a trillion. There's probably a trillion cubic feet in this play.
Okay, can you just go over this?
I mean, because when you think about what a cubic foot of gas is, so think about natural gas and natural gas liquids. Analogously, think about it like it's a soda pop that's about the size of a gallon bucket of water, but it's under pressure. So if you shake it, it liberates the gas fumes, and that creates pressure within that container. And so gas operates that way. The lifting cost on gas is extremely cheap. It flows freely if there's enough of it. You can further liberate it or increase its mobility by pumping water into an adjacent reservoir to lift it that way. So gas production is relatively easy. The natural gas liquids typically have to be refined. They have to you have to take the gas into a plant called a fractionator, and it speciates the carbon fractions of the gas stream. So you'll start with methane, ethane, propane, butane, isobutane, and so on down to the hydrocarbon chain. Methane is the cheapest, and it's what's piped to the back of your home if you have natural gas in places like Texas or other places in the South. I don't know what it's like in other parts of the country, except in large metropolitan areas have a huge gas supply, but it's usually pipelined from somewhere other than their natural geology. So it's a huge profit stream. The LNG things where we were beginning to put vapor hydrocarbon into pipelines, offload them in Corpus Christi, Houston, Mississippi, Mobile Bay in Alabama. They have these facilities that turn that gas into liquids. They load it onto ships, and it's a huge commodity for us to sell into Europe. They also can begin making plants. When you make plastics, polyethylene, you need all those fractionated hydrocarbon components to feed as feedstock into chemical plants to turn them into polyethylenes, even the metamaterials, things that would take some level of high strength polymers created by polyethylene. I can't recall the name of the new polymer that they're working on. Somebody else in this space may know it. But it's a derivative of polyethylene glycol, which is commonly used in all manners of our daily life. High strength plastics are all derived from these hydrocarbon components. That's where most of the cost is, probably in the in the electric vehicle realm. All the computers are any of your laptops, personal computers, iPhones. They rely tremendously on polycarbonates, which are hydrocarbon based.
Well, and if you look at polycarbonates, you're looking at a lot of people don't understand this, but a lot of this is used in weapons. Most of your new military style battle rifles, whether it's a U.S. manufacturer or outside of the U.S., they use these products to manufacture the stocks and the forward pieces of them. And so they're used a lot in vehicle manufacturing. They're used a lot in, like you were saying, the computer industry. They're used a lot in making weapons as far as all of the plastic parts you touch.
Sure. Well, just about, there's nothing that you can get through without the hydrocarbons. I mean, the lenses in your sunglasses are polycarbonate. All the safety glasses, every kind of safety plastic that it's just you're not going to get rid of it. So, speaking specifically to the gas, there's a ton of gas in that reservoir per their report so far. Being that it's in the Barnett Shale, that's a highly sustainable part of the reservoir. I can't go out there and put myself at risk of saying that I'm going to stab a number on it, but I saw a number of a trillion cubic feet.
Let me ask you this. How much value does that add? Because I know everybody talks about the value of the oil. How does the natural gas equate to the value of the oil? Is there more value or less value in the overall process?
On a BOE basis. So all oil and gas products are basically marketed on the energy value. So that's why you break it down to a barrel of oil equivalent. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? So let's just say that you have a number when you go to the gas pump to put gas in your car, and it's the octane value. That's the relative heat value put on there. So you kind of understand which gas gives you a little bit more pep and which doesn't. Well, in the oil, in the marketing business, you're selling that by BTU value, or the lower heating value. So a bucket of oil has X number of BTU, a cubic foot of gas has X, but on a BOE basis, there's a whole lot more energy in a barrel of oil than there is a cubic foot of natural gas. Natural gas is actually quite safe because it has a low volatility number and a lower heating value. It's still valuable, but it just doesn't quite give you the same instantaneous boost in BTU as oil or diesel or a liquefied product.
I'm just wondering, like, dollar value, is there more value in the natural gas than there is in the oil? Or
no, it's never going to be that way. Right now, the gas is so suppressed because the inventories are so high. It's around it's under $2 from what I understand this week, and it would have to be. It doesn't mean that it's not extremely valuable, but let's equate it on the gold and silver.
Well,
basis.
Mr. Bill, can I stop you for just a second? You were saying something that I think is really important earlier that directly ties to this. When natural gas prices are up, they pump more natural gas. When oil prices are up, they pump more oil. So right now we know natural gas is really cheap and it's really down. But if that turns like we see the market does turn and natural gas comes up, when the natural gas prices are up near their, I guess their 75 percentile of where they trade, is that natural? I guess I'm trying to figure out what the value is all total over this whole project. Like when I look at the oil, I kind of have an idea, but the natural gas, I'm just so lost on. Can you kind of just give us an idea?
The overall play, I mean, this is what everybody needs to understand. You've heard some numbers derived from people that they have the best of intentions. They just don't have the right calculus. So to start with, you would follow the SPE, the Society of Petroleum Engineering. You would follow their guidelines. They issued these guidelines years ago, and they've refined them through the years on how to value an asset. And you would start there. And valuing the oil and the gas, requires that you plug in a couple of numbers. You have to know the immediate market price of your product. No different than if you were selling strawberries out of your garden. I mean, you're going to put them in a container. You're going to take them down to the market and try to sell them based on whatever you can get, and based on relative quality and what the price is from your neighbors that are also selling those same strawberries. So it's going to be a spot price. Then you're allowed to, for future purposes, to take near-term futures prices and apply that to your volume. You have to have a volume. You have to have a rate, or 1,000 barrels a day, 200,000 barrels a day, 1 trillion cubic feet per day. You have to have some sort of a volume that you want to value it at. And then you have to have a couple of prices that most people would say, and each company that comes in, like, so let's just say the way this process works, the day in the life of a person selling an oil asset, they're number one going to do the best they can to define the reservoir. This is how big it is, this is how deep it is, and this is what it's got in it. You publish that to a couple of companies, and you try to target companies that you think would be interested based on the size. And based on that feedback you get back, there's going to be a communication sent to several oil companies. It'll be whoever we can all pick a name, and we could be right maybe half of it. But let's just say Chevron, Oxy, and Diamondback are all going to get a letter from Nextbridge. Says we're offering these oil assets for sale. You're going to open up your due diligence to them in the data room, and you're going to give them about 30 days to bring a team to dissect every piece of information that you have, and maybe some that you don't have, but they'll ask for. They get to apply the value. They're the one. The onus is on them, not on Nextbridge. So they go back and say, well, we think oil is going to be really high in January of 2024. We'll be able to close the sale of these assets by September and have it in full production by January. So they might use 100. Another company says, well, we'll buy this, but we're going to sit on it for a couple of years, and we think the oil is going to be worth $200 a barrel in 2 years. Then there may be some guy that says, man, we need the oil. Our pipelines are running depleted, and to keep our shareholders happy, we want to produce it right away. And oil is at, what was it last week, $76. They'll value it that way and try to flip this thing quick and get the oil moving. So does that make sense? The buyer gets to determine the price.
Well, sure, but I'm just saying, when we're looking at the overall value, we have to take into consideration that when oil prices are low, they slow down production on oil, because usually when oil prices are down, natural gas prices are up, and they normally go inverse of each other. So they'll start pushing their natural gas resources harder when the natural gas prices are up.
Well, I would try to divorce myself from that generalized statement you just made.
Okay, that's fair.
If it's statistically, again, causation versus correlation. So if you correlated the fact that for some years high oil prices yielded low gas prices, that was completely coincidental. It was completely coincidental. But because in the new world, they can go up together. It's just a matter of supply and demand.
Sure.
If the government, usually the administration, is either pro or against natural gas or oil products, and that determines the inventories. Those prices are going to fluctuate based on the supply and demand. When you have surplus supply, you have high inventories, you have your demand is down. So that's going to determine your price. Okay. What we talked about early in this space was the knowledge that a few people sent me this morning. I already knew that it was potential, but I was awakened to it this morning by several of the people probably in this space sending me information that was relevant to these alliances being formed with our enemies. So I don't know that they're enemies, but they're going to get a hold of the price of oil, and they're going to control it for a while until we decide we're going to fight back, and we're going to fight back with the drill bit, and we're going to create our own energy independence again. So that's what's happening. So it's all about supply and demand. We have plenty of supply. It's just in the ground, and it's going to cost some money to get it out. In the United States, in the Oro Grande, there's evidence that there's plenty there too. So I know people may be looking for me to give an answer that says this stuff is worth $2 billion, and you can all run and grab some idea of how many shares that might be. And I'm sorry, I can't give that number. I'm in the same place you are. I know something about the assets, but I'm very careful I'm not on the inside at NextBridge. I couldn't tell you what they want to value this at. But
no, and I understand that. I wasn't necessarily looking at that. I just wanted people to really understand this play. So a lot of people were in this play for the squeeze, but I want people that were in.
And remember the poll he did with the 4 working days. That's next week with Good Friday. We also suspect that he's a little bit religious, because he tweeted earlier about the number 33, that it is an important number because of the age of Jesus. Monday, it's Holy Monday. He tweeted holy. And now he's tweeting a lot today, a lot, with the word duck. What rhymes with duck? Duckery, muckery, what rhymes, right? And we all know what rhymes. Duck and checkmate, both of them.
What's everybody else doing today? Anything?
Cooking dirty rice.
Well, it's so dirty straight.
I just got done taping up my windows.
That's it? Taping up windows because you got things coming in?
No, unfortunately for me, I was driving home from Xfinity, picking up new cable boxes, and some asshole decided to shoot a gun at me in my car.
Wow, that thing, I saw that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 bullets off in the passenger side windows, both front and rear, and then 2 shots in the trunk.
Damn.
Hey, my mom was watching over me. She said, "You're not done yet. You got something else that you got to live for, and you also got to take care of your dad." That's pretty much what she told me. She was watching over me yesterday.
What'd the police say? Anything?
Well, there was a shooting over by me, or my incident, and then 2 blocks south, 2 blocks south, 1 block over, there was another shooting. And they also stole a vehicle, BMW, and were driving around shooting at places all around my neighborhood last night. They got caught supposedly this morning, according to the news, but who knows?
I mean, it's just so dumb. It's fucking stupid, man. Oh my god. I mean, honest to God, I mean, this doesn't even make. I don't think he even actually read anything. I think he just thought. The best part of his tweet is a guy using someone else's photo to slander me will also be sued by the guy whose photo he's using to slander me. Sad, ha. So I replied back to him. I'm like, dude, the best part of the tweet is it's your words, your tweets. You lied. Now you want to threaten me with a lawsuit for your biased narrative and lies you tweeted out. Good luck with that. Yeah, I'd like to see how that's gonna fucking hold up. Good luck. It's your shit, not mine, bro. Can't help you there. Sounds like somebody's getting a little worried over there in the side of corner over in Fox Business. It's good. And now with the screenshots of the threat by a lawsuit by a guy who falsely put crap out there saying he knew somebody when apparently I guess he didn't. Good luck. See how that works out for you, Charles. You should just really like stop while you're ahead. But don't worry, we all got screenshots. We all got it all. I love it. What's up, City?
No, you're asking what we're doing. I'm sitting on my porch drinking an espresso. What are you doing?
Responding to Charles Gasparino.
Yeah, I can see that.
He can't stop while he's ahead.
Nope.
Because everything goes over his head because he's so fucking short.
Is Hedge in here?
Hey, if I made fun of Charles Gasparino for being a midget like 100 times, you think I'd get in trouble?
I would say that's not the right thing to do. That's my point.
I bet I like little jokes.
Keith, ladies and gentlemen, Keith.
I call him at times. I respond to him, calling him the Italian leprechaun.
All I can say is he hasn't reached our level of laughter.
He's so short he can sit on a curb and swing his feet.
Hey, I came up here for you showtime, actually. You see our man on a Sunday afternoon, fucking Hedgies, answering your shit questions?
What's up?
That man answered your questions today.
Who did?
CEO Adam.
Answered what questions?
Well, I mean, you were questioning him, calling them out, and here he is giving you a response.
Okay. And what's the point? I mean,
right.
What? Hold on.
I gave him more words to the 4-letter words. D's, nuts, sack, suck, bowl.
Very well said.
Thank you.
Keith, why are you so infatuated with balls?
Because it's funny as hell.
Testicles are funny?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, you say so.
Well, they are classified as...
Nobody ever talks about their balls except Hedge getting them waxed.
Well, they are kind of classified as low-hanging fruit. You know, Gasparino's perfect height.
Exactly. He's good for licking. He's a ball licker.
I think
you are. That's why I have my squirrels, because he's nuts.
I gotta go get cheese.
Yeah, go get some cheese with that wine.
Forgot that before. There's no whining going on. There's only whining about you. I got twerpies. I got twiffless.
So what? Did he threaten you or something with the lawsuit?
I don't know what. I don't even think that. I don't know how you can threaten somebody with a lawsuit when it's your own words that you slandered yourself. So, good luck with that.
I don't know.
Threatened me on social media for something that you just did. Okay, good luck. Good luck.
Well, he has little man syndrome. That's why he always shows pictures trying to act like he has muscles and shit. I mean, goddamn, I ain't lifted weights in 40 years and my shit's bigger than his.
Well, what happened now?
It's all up there at the top. You can read it.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, sure. Good luck.
I'll read. Well, that's because you keep bothering them. All right.
Huh?
What?
I believe some people was made to be made fun of.
All right, he's a fucking piece of shit.
Not really, but hey, he
Did you read Adam's tweets? Hedgeford?
What?
Did you read Adam's tweets?
No.
Oh, you should go take a look at those.
Hey, Scotty, what was that? What
Is
was that?
everything up
What
there?
was that directed at me? What were you clamoring on about? What was that? You were directing something at me? You said that he responded or some shit, or what was that directed at me?
Oh, now he's going after Cat Striker.
Can no one hear me?
Oh,
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, now you're saying he responded. I mean, you want me to do jumping jacks, or what? What do you want me to do?
Listen to me, Showtime. He was saying, "Oh, you were out there calling out or bashing Adam Aron or something like that," and then now with these tweets, Adam Aron has responded to you.
Where did I bash him? Where did I say something? Where did I say something?
I hadn't seen anything.
Exactly. Then shut the fuck up. Don't fucking accuse me of saying shit. I didn't say anything.
Whoa.
Showtime. Hold on. It wasn't that. Showtime. Listen to me. Listen to me. He wasn't saying that you were bashing or calling out. You were asking Adam Aron to address it. That wasn't bashing. He was saying, but Adam Aron is now addressing it. That was what you were asking. Yeah. That's what he said. Okay, well, you're taking it the wrong way. You're taking it the wrong way.
52 billion counterfeit shares of our stock, and we're still going with the fact there's 500 million shares and there's 900 million shares. I mean, I'm not in the fucking mood for fucking bullshit today, so don't fucking come at me with fucking stupid bullshit, because I'm not in the fucking mood, man. I'm not in the fucking mood. So I mean, anybody wants to fucking meet up with me anytime, and you want to fucking discuss it face to face.
All right.
No, we can do it. I'm not in the fucking mood, man.
You misunderstood him, bro. Hey, but I agree with you 100%. Look, the real price is on the synthetic market. I don't know that price, but I know it's pretty motherfucking high, and I'm waiting for that day for them to all come back to the lit exchange, which they must come back.
At some point, but man, don't accuse me of shit. I've been here for 3 fucking years, man, just like everybody else.
You're being a little bitch. You're being a little bitch. You're being a little bitch.
We don't like violence. We don't like violence. Showtime, we don't like
get
violence.
It, but
violence is never the
just don't come at me with bullshit when I can't address it, man. Anybody wants to fucking come at me, man.
Showtime, nobody's coming at you.
Nobody's coming at you.
I'll come at you.
From me. Get off my dick.
I'll give you my address. We can meet up, man. Any fucking time, man.
That's a good one.
All right, we can drink a case in that point.
Hey, were you the guy that just said something about like a secondary book or something like that? Like you just sparked something in my mind if that was you. You know,
synthetic market, absolutely.
And that's that's something crazy. Price. That's why I wanted to come up here real quick and like touch on that, because that you said it and it made it so simple in my head. I know that we heard about a secondary book, but let's imagine for 1 second that these fucking guys, like let's say the corporate, Adam Aron, any other company, GameStop, anyone, they see what the fuck we see, but we're not seeing that fucking book that they're seeing. The book that they don't allow them to sleep at night. The book.
Well, here's what I don't understand, Dominic, that sometimes on the Bloomberg terminal, it does show it. And I don't know how Elmo and a couple other people was able to pick it up. But at one time, it was showing like AMC at $1,100.
And you know something else, Keith? Why it sparked something in my mind? Because you know something I learned about being in the States, man. Being in the States is if you especially if you're dealing with people, if you have businesses, if you have anything like that, you have to go by the fucking law and the rules, because one thing can really make you, it can fuck you up. You can lose everything by just saying the wrong thing.
Well, that's why they just changed 2 of the laws to actually, I think, help them along.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Keep that point. But think about this. Why doesn't the SEC want to see the books? Why doesn't the government want to see what the fuck is going on. It's because it gives them the chance to say, we didn't see it. We were neglected by it. And by the law, since they were not known that this was going on, they can just say like, oh, we didn't know this was happening. It's their fault. Because here, I learned that it's all about pointing the finger. And at the end of the day, I believe that we're going to see it. We're going to see it because like you said, sometimes the real books, they show up. Sometimes. And we're able to get a glimpse.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. And that's where, what was it? Credit Suisse, they got caught, helping them on their taxes, cheat the taxes. Honestly, this is my opinion only, that I honestly believe that UBS Bank is literally, and I mean literally, printing fucking money for them and handing it over to them for free. Because they're trying to bring in the New World Order. That's a fact. I mean, you might think I say a lot of conspiracy shit on here, but I'm going to tell you the majority of it's happening right in front of your face. What I just said the other day about them and the crypto dollar and the chip in your head, it's coming to, hell, it just came out yesterday that that's exactly what they're trying to do.
You know, something else, Keith, right? Like I see Iron Man right now, he's getting a little bit, you know, he's getting some hot sauce in his shoulders, you know, he's throwing things out there. Who are we to know that the lawyers told him, okay, you can start letting a few things out? You know what I mean? Because like he never said anything. And like I said, if you have never been in a room where somebody's letting you know what to say, what not to say, and that, you know, there's certain things that, you know, I wish that everybody can see and they can, because the lawyers might be telling him like, hey, now you can let people know certain things and that would be great. But until then, we're just going to have to wait. You know, and honestly, I think nobody's wrong, I don't think. I think everybody's right. It's just the fact that we're living in all these goddamn dimensions that they have created, which is the craziest part.
Yeah, we've always been right. I mean, it's still, I mean, you know, did I ever think I'd be in this fucking play for 2 years? Hell no. I didn't even think I'd be in here for 2 months. But you know what? I knew I won from day one, and I'm not leaving. We are winners. It's just, when are they going to pay us? I don't care. If I have to wait 3 years for multi-millions, I probably couldn't make that in 3 years.
This is what happens when you work to change things. And first they think you're crazy, then they fight you, and then all of a sudden you change the world.
I have no problem watching this fuckery go on and just sitting back laughing at it, because, hey, what's going to happen is going to happen, and one person can change the world, but 4 million definitely can. 8 million definitely can. We got them by the balls, man. They ain't going nowhere. Oh, there goes balls again. See that shit? Fuck. What's up, citizen?
Nothing. I'm just listening. Listening, drinking some coffee on my window and on my porch, and that's about it.
What are you looking at, citizen? What are you looking at? That's not the only thing you're doing. You know you're looking at 25 different things, man. Give me at least 3 things you're looking at.
I'm playing a chess game. Watching the oil market, and I'm drinking espresso. That's what plain and simple. It's a weekend, man.
He might be thinking 25 different things, but he ain't watching 25 different things.
No. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? You know, it is. What is there to do now? What is there to say? I don't know. I'm just looking what the market tomorrow. I think oil is a big. You know, OPEC cutting 1 million barrels is huge. They just put a middle finger right in the Biden's face today.
Everything I was reading last night, the war and the banks and all this shit, is pointing to them doing all this shit on purpose to create the crypto dollar. Every bit of it. Now, we as a community should try to figure out why the fuck are they pushing this crypto dollar and want it so bad, other than to just cheat us out of the real money.
No, I don't think it's just,
up to it.
Yeah, but Keith, I think it goes past AMC and all that. There's really no money. That's the problem. They've basically wasted all the money. They've been playing with money that never existed, and
exactly
they've wasted all our money for years and years and years, and there's not enough money. So what are they gonna do?
And that's why they want it. That's why they want a citizen. That's why they want. Like, it's not about that there is no money, because like you've been saying all along. Yes, there is no money. There isn't. But the thing is that you have to give people the illusion that there is money. We know because we're sitting here. But now let's say that you're going to tell people, let's say, right? Like, I will go up to my father. He doesn't know a lot of financing stuff like that, right? And I say to him, yo, Pops, I heard the Federal Reserve is going to print $90 trillion tomorrow. You know what he's going to say to me? He's like, where are they going to get all that paper? Right? That's what he's going to say. And now with the crypto, they're going to tell people, and the one has been alluding to that because it's connected to the government. It's connected to the fucking ceiling, to the debt ceiling. I have a freaking thought in my mind that they're going to take out the CBDCs with an unlimited amount of funds for the debt ceiling somehow. That they're going to grab crypto, let's say the crypto dollar and the dollar as like for the meantime, not permanent. Permanent is going to be the digital. But for the meantime, they're going to do something with crypto in order to get the debt ceiling to be unlimited. But they're going to say, oh, we're not using the US dollar for this. We're using the CBDCs for this. Something along those lines is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of shit hit me in my head last night. I was studying some shit, and I'm going to show you something. Look at TikTok, for example. They're trying to get rid of TikTok because they're saying China's spying on us. But look at the fucking law they're trying to pass with it, or did pass with it. It's so they can completely spy on us, and not only spy on us, but can control you. If you say something wrong, they can take your business, period. The president of the United States has the right to take your fucking business. They have a right to eliminate you as a person. Everything I said, they just passed the motherfucking bill because of TikTok.
Yeah, I was in a space call yesterday with the Mario guy. I've been actually in those space calls quite a bit. These pros that go in there and these big money guys. And they were talking about that yesterday, exactly what you're saying right now, that how they're going to be able. But see, that's the thing. Like, how is it that they sell it to the American people? And like that, what I tell my wife is all the time, like, and my grandma, my grandfather, my dad, they always tell me that common sense is not so common.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I try to tell people, put it right to common sense. But like I said, when they changed money off the gold standard, the reason why is because there wasn't enough money. There wasn't enough gold for them to steal. So when they put it on the print system, hey, I'm just gonna print some more motherfucking money. They could print all they wanted to steal. Now they got so greedy that they stole all that. So they're coming up with a crypto fucking dollar. And why? Because we figured out the 40 or 50 something ways that they're stealing all your money from us. So now they have nowhere to hide. They have nowhere to go except to create a new fucking currency. Japan caught on to it. China caught on to it. Russia caught on to it. Venezuela.
Keith, let me ask you a question. Let me pick at your brain, right? Let me pick at your brain because I already have my own thought, but let me hear what you think about this. What are they going to use the CBDC, right? Because all of us, including me, I want my money as well, right? Because, whatever, we made the right play. That's the only reason I agree with that aspect. Because you know what? You invested in a company and you were fucking right. So you deserve to get paid for being right, being dedicated and committed. Now, I'm asking you this. What are they going to do with the CBDCs? Because are they going to use it in order to unwind all this shit? Somehow,
I can answer that really simply. It's 100% so they can control everything we do. If we make any move against them, they'll destroy you. They'll push one button. You're completely eliminated. Your bank account's gone. Your Social Security's gone. You don't even exist really anymore. What are you going to do? You have to fight a system with what? You don't have anything. You don't even have Social Security. Where are you going to go to the doctor at? That's what it's all about. 100% total fucking control over the American people. And we're just sitting here watching it happen right in front of our face. Like I said, if the American people, do you think if the American people knew exactly what was going on, let's say all of America just found out today, every way they were stealing all their money, what do you think would happen? I know what would happen. All of Congress would be executed, the CIA, the FBI, all of them would be executed. And there would be the biggest war in the history of mankind.
Yeah, but you know what? I could agree to disagree with that, right? Like I'm agreeing more, but the thing is that's more of a long term, because that's something like that cannot just be dropped. There is no way that you're gonna do that. There is a lot of, like, you know, what I like to call people that know, like, you know, that they're patriots. They stand up for their rights. You know, they don't let nobody take advantage of that. You know, and I feel that that's more of a, like a little bit of a long term. I'm talking about the short term right now. If there was to come out right tomorrow, let's say Federal Reserve Powell comes out tomorrow and says, hey, we're coming out with the CBDCs and we got, you know, whatever amount of money, and, you know, what are they going to do with that? You know, are they going to use that money to keep shorting it down? You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not even about shorting the company down.
Well,
it's about you having.
Look at the news headlines that have just come out the last 3 hours, right? So you have OPEC cutting 1 million barrels. That's Saudi Arabia half a million barrels. Algeria, Kuwait, the rest of them 500,000. That's 1 million. Will no longer comply with the U.S. price cap on oil. They will defy the U.S. They just came out a couple of minutes ago and said that. But you're seeing all of this, and you're just like wondering what the hell is going on. You are seeing, you know, J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan just came out today. I don't know if anyone paid attention to this. J.P. Morgan said, let me read the statement exactly. J.P. Morgan said, U.S. could inject up to $2 trillion into banking system through emergency loan program. That just came out a couple of minutes ago. So you're reading all these headlines and you're just saying, man, someone's in freaking trouble, right?
Yeah,
someone's
it
in
would
trouble.
probably be the reverse repo, citizen. The $2.3 trillion that they're
direct injection.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I'm saying that price, $2.3 trillion, because that's what they have to inject into the banking system.
No. This is additional. This is not the reverse repo.
Oh, I know what you're saying. I'm just coming up with a price because see, that equals it out. And in their eyes, they look at it like this: if them banks was given enough money to get them out of this fucking trouble that they've got themselves into, they might just close all their short positions. But if not, they're going to try to keep running this game.
Hold on. So the problem is the hedge funds are all short oil. They just got completely squeezed by what Saudi Arabia just did. Because remember, if you're shorting oil, right, and the supply of oil now comes down, what's going to happen to price? Price is going to go up. You see what I mean? They're going to get absolutely squeezed now on
what is the price per barrel right now? I don't know.
I don't know. It's 60, 68, 69. It's going to jump to like 80 probably.
It went as low as 20. And you know the reason why? I think you know the reason why that happened. Putin went up like 8 years ago, starting about 8 to 10 years ago, buying up all the oil companies in that whole region, Europe, all around, pretty much everything he could. And then we crashed the price to $20 a barrel to fuck him over. Now they're raising it to fuck us over.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, you're seeing a lot of things happening. So tomorrow, you know, they want to set the precedent that Tesla did not make their deliveries. You're seeing, you know, different assertions. They want to try to take down Tesla. They want to try to take down oil. And here comes Edwards with the hot seat. Go ahead, Edwards.
Hey, has Adam Aron's Twitter been hacked because of the latest one with the buck, cuck, hawk, luck, muck, puck tweet?
He did not say fuck. I said that.
No, his latest one.
No.
I like it.
Yeah, I actually like it. At least it shows, hey, paying attention.
Right on cue, Edwards. Right on cue.
What it said was Amazon bought out. It didn't say was thinking about it. It said Amazon did purchase AMC.
No. That's the other tweet he did today. This new one is saying many four-letter words rhyme with duck, buck, cock, huck, luck, muck, puck, suck, tuck, yuck. Can you think of any four-letter word I forgot to include to rephrase the talent and always lively Samuel L. Jackson? I'm against angry Benzinga.com, you mother duckers.
I think it was about Benzinga, though, right?
Yeah.
And Benzinga's the one that put out that article that Amazon bought AMC. That's what the hell shit's about. It's like I say, I don't give a shit what anyone says unless that motherfucker comes out on an SEC filing. I do not believe it.
So are you saying that his actual tweet there is showing that he's actually angry about Benzinga? And
not angry, but at least acknowledging that, hey, keep on, motherfucker, and see what happens. Because he could file a lawsuit for damages to his company right there.
Absolutely.
Now, here's the illogical shit that they would do. Oh, he didn't damage your company. He made it go up. See? But
so
no,
funny.
like the one said, they didn't really make it go up. The good earnings call made it go up. That's why they're hiding all the shit, just to talk more shit about us and to fake people out, and so they could steal more money by shorting the motherfucker again.
You know, after I tell her.
I see all this shit on the level too. I mean, I don't even really have to know the full story behind it. I pretty much can figure out the damn story just by looking at the numbers all by themselves. I don't need to hear any fucking news, any nothing. The numbers tell a story just like letters do when you put them together in order. I just happen to be a lucky person or a gifted person by God. I don't know, but I'm able to see that by the numbers alone.
What's going on, Hedgeford? Sleeping again? All right. Can't see where that went. Well. Short and distorted, shorty.
Here's one thing you can almost, again, my opinion. All this shit's just my opinion, but here's one thing you can possibly count on, that they don't want this motherfucking price to go over $72 combined total and switch over, because that's where they shorted it at. They shorted it around 72 bucks. They shorted it at, what did I say, 33.83, somewhere around there. They shorted it at 16 something. They do not want this price to go over $72, because then that's totally game over. Once that happens, if they switch everything to AMC alone, it's totally game fucking over for them.
Well, isn't there a way to find out exactly what they shorted it at? Because I've never seen the exact numbers of what they did. Because I've heard they did it at $1, $3, or whatever it is, whatever they shorted it at. I mean, obviously, if somebody was shorting a stock, does not want the price going back up the other way. So regardless of whatever they shorted it at.
If you had the Bloomberg terminal and you was able to go back and study it, yes, you would see every point they shorted at. But it's more of a majority, and it's actually not that hard to find, because what Jose Gonzalez, Libby's brother, he showed me one time, and it showed two of them, but it was three. It showed the $33 short, and the $16 short. But that was because three banks was working in cahoots with each other. So it was real easy to pick up where they were shorting it at. So that's what gives them away, that they're cheating with each other. And you could see, hey, look where they fucking shorted this shit at.
Well, I'm sure a lot of things are going to start coming out. And Bobby Yaga coming.
I can put it this simple, Mr. One, that I've never seen it before. I looked at it for 5 minutes and I'm like, holy fuck, look where they shorted at. And he had the same thing. And I put out a list of a lot of the shorts quite a while ago of where I think they shorted it at. But it is like you said. I mean, I didn't go all the way down to $1 or $3. I think I started a little higher than that.
Yeah. Well, regardless, whatever they shorted it at, I mean, whatever it is, I think the last thing you really want is for it to go the opposite direction, correct? Isn't that why you short a stock? To bring it down as much as you can? Or have it go down as much as you can?
Absolutely.
That's it. So regardless of whatever the number is, you don't want it going back up the opposite way. So...
And that's exactly my point of saying $72 because that's the highest it ever went. Whatever that price was at one day, 72 something. If it goes past that, it's fucking game over for them. That's when you know that, hey, they've lost total control.
Can I ask you something? Why does he always fucking tweet about the outstanding shares and shit? Why does he always fucking tweet shit about that? It's none of his. He should just stay out of it. Because he's coming up with these fucking numbers and they're wrong. Who? Adam. What the fuck is he always tweeting about this fucking outstanding share bullshit? He doesn't know how many there is out there. He doesn't know that fucking 940 fucking billion isn't true.
Well, because he has to go by with the facts that he has. That's why. You start putting other crap out there, that's misleading.
It's not him doing it.
On the facts.
He's telling you the truth. He's telling you the truth so you know that,
if he wasn't responsible,
that there's less fucking shares? I don't think so, dude. There's more fucking shares than what Adam's saying.
Your opinion. That's
of
your
course
opinion.
There is.
He has to report on the facts.
He doesn't have to fucking tweet it out.
Why not?
Yes, he does.
He's responsible. That's the job of a CEO. Protect the company. All these people can. So if people keep saying
he's making it sound like there's fucking less than what's out there.
He doesn't know.
No.
Okay, then don't fucking tweet anything.
Why not? You're the CEO.
What for? You're making it sound like there's fucking less than what we know is out there right now.
Hedge, we don't know what's out there. That's just it. Everything's an assumption. Everything we've looked at, it's all an assumption. Base it off the facts. Keep it factual.
Have you ever heard of a contrary to
factual
basis?
Start becoming what they are. You know better than what they're doing to us. So it's all based off of the information and the facts to keep it on there. He tweets out, oh, this, or this, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
He's trying to tell you it's a contrary to fact protasis. This is not true, but if it was, here's the real number. Here's the numbers that I have to go by. He's actually telling you the opposite of what you're thinking, that he's telling you there's shorts out there without saying there's shorts out there. I used the wrong word. I meant synthetics, naked shorts. He's telling you that they're out there, in my opinion.
Well, we know they're out there. Don't come back and say, well, we haven't found any evidence in it. What? What do you mean you haven't found any? Don't fucking tweet anything about the goddamn stocks. Just stick with the fucking business.
Okay, again, he put out that 4.8 thing that, listen, he has the right to call every brokerage company and tell them, open the book. And he's allowed to get every single buyer, their phone number, their address, and the books have to add up. Just because he hasn't done that yet doesn't mean he can't. He's telling you, I haven't done that yet, But make no mistake about it, I put it in the rules that I can do it whenever the time is right.
When's that going to be? Another fucking year from now?
I have no idea, brother. I don't know why. Maybe they got a big ass lawsuit they're preparing against them. I don't know. They should. I'm probably the worst person in the world to give emotional advice about life, but I can definitely give it to you about the stock market.
But then comes along this ducking website. Just say it.
He just gave me my new radio show. Ducking, fucking, and sucking. Something like that.
Well, you know, he meant fucking. And so he put ducking instead in capital letters. Son of a bitch.
This is so crazy. I go, any cheese is like, not Whole Foods. That's right. They don't have Land O'Lakes and Boar's Head. So I'm like, all right, let me get this other cheese. Because well, I've already cut some over there. I'm like, well, I don't want that over there. I want some fresh. Like, it was just fresh. I just did it. Okay. I go over there, come back, it's not there. It's like, oh, it is. I said, no. You got white cheese.
Tell her you want
cheddar.
it thin. We want it thin. I don't want a fucking.
It's cutting it thin, man. They got it. I didn't ask to get anything around here. I hate this place. I hate this dumb store.
I think one of the things everyone should look at is if you do any kind of investigation or at least try to figure things out, you got to start with somewhere, right? So, you know, all the data places says we're like in the hundreds of billions. So what he's basically said was it's you know, it's supposed to be about 4 billion. That means he gives everyone, I mean, he can't go into the data places and other companies like FINRA and say, hey, where did you get this data? Benghazi, where did you get this data? And then this basically shows that the people getting that data, where the fuck did they get like whatever $400 billion that gives each share like, you know, $800 a share or something? Well, he at least, not only he's looking into it, he's having people look into it, but also so other people understand they have to get this data from somewhere. Did they get it from DTCC? Did they whatever? So a lot of these companies are internalizing these orders, all these shares they're selling people. So you don't know what they're actually selling and what they're holding inside their books. And basically every day, so it's hard to reconcile some of it. And that him putting it out gives the people a starting point, because it's the SEC, the DOJ or whatever can say, hey, where did you get this data, FINRA or whoever's reporting these, Market Watch or Robinhood? Why is your market cap 800 million or a billion and not 4 billion? And that's basically the thing. It's a start of an investigation in a sense, and understand, you know, that it's important to know actually the market cap. And that's kind of the concept.
Exactly. That's why they're showing all these glitches on the fucking market cap. They're trying to get people confused.
Did you try to put anything together for that response as well?
I can't talk about that yet, but I will forward you so I am able to do a basically an update on mine, and when I do my updated filing, I will make sure that it goes out to DU swing, the people that know how to break this stuff down and discuss it and talk about it from an aspect. Well, Alan screwed up here, but he did really good there, and we need to discuss these things. And I love that kind of discussion, because number one, I'm not a lawyer. Number two, I am just a guy that got pissed off that we were being taken advantage of and nobody would help us. And so I stood up and took on a fight for the people in MMTLP. And I got to tell you, Miss Anna, you may not know this, but I got the very first MMTLP tattoo. It's on my arm, and it is there because I love this community. It has nothing to do with the ticker symbol or the stock. It has to do with how the people came together and joined forces and worked and put in the time and effort to find a reasonable and equitable resolution. And everybody worked so hard and came together, unlike any community I've seen before. And that meant something to me. And so that's why I went and did it. And so, like I said, I'll send it out to you guys. Pecos, I'll send you a copy. I want people to have it to tear it apart, because the more it gets torn apart, the more I fix it, before I end up in front of these $10,000 an hour attorneys that are going to attempt to shred me from end to end, because that's what they do. That's what they're paid to do.
Happy to help any way I can with that, Alan. I obviously don't have any kind of law background, but I will read it and see, and chime in any way I can. I know that over the past 117 days, we've gained quite an education on MMTLP and the fraudulent acts that have taken place. And I'm with you. I mean, in the beginning, I never thought that we would be in this position this many days later. And so I think, it's hard to walk away now from this fight. Like, I never thought of myself as, I'm kind of an introvert, actually. And so being on these spaces and all the different personalities has sometimes been a little wearing for me, but just spending days with people. But honestly, it's just too big of a cause to walk away from what I see and how I feel so strongly about the world that we're going to be leaving for the people behind us, and the fraud and what we've uncovered here. I just feel like we have to give a voice to it. And that's why I just keep coming back day after day and, repeating myself, let's send our letters and call Congress, because I think that we have this great opportunity that may never present itself again in our lifetime. And if we don't act, we might miss it. And so, that's why I encourage everyone to continue to send the letters, make the calls, personalize your letters, drop them off in person if you can, and follow up. We will not be silenced. So I think that's what we're all here for, right? It's just for change and to affect to affect change for the better, because this can't continue this way. It's in my mind, you want to talk, I talk about education and maybe switching sides. I've always voted as a Democrat, and now I feel very independent, and I'm going to support.
Shut the fuck up, you entitled bitch. Idiot.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I don't know what exactly that was, but I just removed that person, because we're not going to do anything that's disrespectful. We are not going to tear people down. We are in this group to stand together. I apologize for that, Miss Anna.
It's okay. You know what? I think that
here,
means that we're just getting closer to the goal line. It's what I kind of come to learn for these.
Well, we're just not going to accept that kind of behavior in these groups if I'm running them. I'm just going to tell you straight up. I am not going to put up with disrespect. You want to come with an opposing view? Please bring it all day. I love that.
Well, I
You're
didn't
not
mean to get
gonna
on my
come-
soapbox either, but I do feel love for this
Hey.
community, and I'm very grateful to be part of it and this time in history.
And me too. And I want you to know, Miss Anna, you got to realize that now we are in the phase that it went to litigation. We all hoped it wasn't going to. It did. So this is going to be a long, drawn-out fight. But you know what? We're not giving up. We're not going nowhere, and we're not going to lose. Period. We're going to stand by our people. We're going to stick to our guns, and that's how it's going to be. And I guarantee you that Mr. Swing, because he has had such adversity, unfortunately, in these groups, will stand by me that I will toss a person as fast as they show up. If they are going to be rude or disrespectful, you can have an opposing view. We welcome that. We love that. But you are not going to come on here and abuse somebody or talk to somebody like that or be rude or condescending, because I won't put up with it for 2 seconds. You want to call me a dictator or whatever you want to say, that's fine. But I don't run many spaces. And when I do, we will show respect. You don't have to be mean to disagree. You can be respectful and respectfully disagree with somebody.
Well, thank you, Alan. thanks for taking his mic away. Could have got really ugly really fast. He came in really hot. All right.
Well, I am curious to know, how does a person like that get the mic?
I give the mic to anybody until they show their colors. Once they show who they are, I toss them.
Do you know who it was?
I do now, and I'm going to go and block them here in just a minute.
Okay.
I don't know who the person is.
That's what I addressed earlier. No one has done that. It's happened to me one time, but it wasn't quite that way. And Anna, I apologize on behalf of all mankind. No one deserves that.
Mr. Paycup, I had never seen that person before. And like I said, I'm going to go and block them because I don't put up with that for 1 second from anybody. I'm just, I apologize. I couldn't get him kicked faster.
I think the more we talk about it, the more he gets what he wants. He disrupted the space. Let's cut him and just move on.
You're right.
We're all adults, and let's not give them a little spotlight.
Okay, no, you're fine. I'm going to give the mic, I'm going to extend an invite to Susie Surfer Girl, because I see she's in here, and I love it when she comes and speaks sometimes. This is a person that I just got to tell you guys, she's probably going to kill me for saying this, but she is an absolute maniac. And the fact that she's on her side, on our side, I love it. I mean, she was attacked by a freaking shark and she still surfs, and she's just, up there. She's, in our upper echelon as far as age group, and she doesn't care. Like, nothing scares her. Nothing's going to slow her down. And I love the fact that we have people that are like that in this community. It just makes me smile.
And I was actually calling to make dinner reservations. When I popped back in, I heard what you guys were discussing about somebody came up to the mic and started acting a fool.
Oh, no, he came on and started using swear words and was being extremely rude to Miss Anna and abusive in a way that we're just not going to tolerate ever in a space. She was attacked by him.
Can you DM me his username or whatever?
Yep, I sure will.
Thank you.
Alan, you're adorable.
Hey, Miss Susie.
Oh my God, I'm a crippled. I've been surfing, choppy waves for 2 days, and you know how like when you sleep on the pillow wrong, and then you lay on the board with your head sticking up like a duck, and I've gotten myself into such a pinched nerve on the left side of my neck. It's like, oh my God, what did I do? And I've done this before, so it's just going to take a day or two to resolve itself, but. It sucks. I mean, I'm laying on ice and heat and taking like ibuprofen. Has anybody ever done this? Like where you slept on your pillow wrong or you pinched your neck or some stupid thing like that? Anybody want to admit to that?
More than once. More than once. More than I care to admit. I actually had it so bad that I went to like a quick care, like a walk-in doctor's office, and they gave me Flexeril, I believe it was, and it still took almost a week for it to like go away. I was having my fiance rub BioFreeze on my neck / shoulder virtually every day, and it would get a little better, but it would just it sucks getting old.
And you're a lot younger than me, trust me.
And Swing, I'm
But
getting old
there's
with
stretches
you.
that you can do too. But I'm just like very bad about that sometimes. You know, the older you get, the more like forgetful, and that would be me. Oh wait, I need to stretch before I go out there and like try to surf, right? You know what I mean?
Or we just get
Jeez.
this resolved, Miss Susie, and you can have that really hot, tall, dark, handsome gentleman massaging that neck for you to get that crick out in just a way that just makes you smile for the rest of the day.
Well, you know, I hope William Ferrand isn't in here, but Jennifer was texting me. She goes, "You know, William's single." And I'm like, "Oh my god!"
You know what? He's an amazing.
I was cracking up.
I love William. I talk to him a lot.
But I do think he has a girlfriend.
He's got my phone number. I can tell you, I think you're wrong. And I think that you guys would be actually, oh my gosh, I think that would be wonderful because I think he's phenomenal and I think you're amazing. And the only thing I got to say is you two don't need any more firing up. And I think you guys would fire each other up. So we'd be dealing with even more excited, you know, personalities than we already get when you guys get fired up. So that might be a little interesting.
That'd be true. Like otherwise we'd talk ourselves, each one of us, each other to death, or I don't know. I'm an Aries, so I think that explains my case. Maybe other people want to comment on horoscopes, but the Ram.
Hey, I left the space open to anything. It was literally titled "The Dumpster Fire That Spews from the People That Are Effed." It was the original title of this space because I just wanted to have some comedy relief and just a place that people could go and say what they wanted. And it turned into probably one of the most informative sessions I've been in to this point, which was the complete opposite of what I was attempting to do. But sometimes I guess that's just how it works out.
Well, thanks, Alan. And you know what? Speaking of the FUDs, oh my gosh, the other night, when was it, last night? I don't know. I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, and other people have admitted to this, you know, just like, you're like, oh man, I can't sleep. My neck hurts. You know, I'm stressing out about this or that or whatever. You know how it goes. So anyway, there was this guy that came in, Stigma or whatever his name was, and he was another one of these oil guys. And he's like, oh yeah, you know, you're the share of the Oro Grande, you know, blah, 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 you know. And you never saw Drew throw his. Well, first of all, Drew was very nice, just like you, very cordial. And he started asking this guy questions. And the guy was just like stuttering. He was going, well, you know, like, you know, like, well, you know, it's you know, how much could the shares be? Oh my God, you know, it's the freaking, what is it? And he goes, oh, isn't that Torchmark? And we're like, no, it was Torch Light. He didn't know shit. Excuse my French. I shouldn't cuss, but literally, he did not know a thing about what we were talking about. And he came in there, you know, like this expert oil, you know, whatever. And we were just, I mean, we were just laughing so hard. But
well,
but Drew was so patient. And Drew is not the most patient, as you know, but he was so patient with this guy. And then he finally went, you know what? Well,
I couldn't have patience with him because so I'm good about if you want to oppose something, awesome. But when you want to be, like I said, I agree with Pecos. I don't want to give him any more limelight, but I just want to say this real quick. If you come in disrespectful or attacking somebody or want to be harmful, in my book, you're instant gone. I've seen Swing attacked. I've been attacked myself. I've seen other people in this community attacked, and I will not for 1 second put up with that. Like I said, opposing views, that's awesome. To be rude, condescending, disrespectful, zero tolerance. And I mean right now for me. So, and it just is what it is.
Well, thank you. I agree. And you're great, Alan. We appreciate all you're doing. And I'm sorry to always text you. I mean, I was a little bit flipping out the other day when, you know, Richard got a hold of you-know-who.
Oh, yeah. So there's just a lot of
SO. We'll call him SO for short, right?
Right. Well, there's just a lot of
and you know my opinion on that. I think I've already spoken to you. It's all good, but I think he's just a kid that's looking to write the Bernie Madoff story. That's my thought.
Yeah, well, and I pushed it over to the right people and got him to focus where he needs and got it set up to where it's going to work in our best interest for our community. And I think that I'll just call him Mr. California. I think he is the wonderful person to deal with that and to be able to move that forward. And so I think that's great. I want to say that there's a lot of things I've had to not be able to say because of what's happening with me personally. In my case, I can't really discuss a lot of stuff anymore, so I don't talk about my case. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to stay off the spaces. And I really kind of missed the community, so I came back on and I just started holding spaces that weren't about MMTLP, so I didn't get into that kind of territory where I can't talk about things. And so Mr. Pecos Bill came in here today, and I love being in the spaces with this guy. I got to tell you, like, and I don't always agree with him, but I love the fact that if you disagree with him, he's like, show me facts, explain it to me, break it down. Let's get into the nuts and bolts and the mechanics of this, and let's really look at this objectively. I love that. Like, there is nothing better to me than that right there. And we had the most amazing space today doing that. And so I'm just ecstatic at this point because I've got a lot of stuff I get to go research again now, but I learned a lot and I've got a lot of new information to look at. And so I love when this community comes together to challenge each other, because the more we challenge each other to get better, the better we get. So, Miss Susie, how long is it going to be before you're out on the surfboard? Now, don't lie. I know you're saying you're hurt today, but you were probably out on your surfboard before your stitches healed. I mean, I'm just guessing from when the shark got you. I don't think you have the ability to stay out of the water. I think you're probably, in all reality, you're lying that you're a human and you're probably just a mermaid.
No, I mean, it's like a neck strain. It's like sleeping on my stupid pillow wrong, probably. I don't even know. It's like, plus it's like getting old. Like Swing said, we're all getting, you guys are young. Are you kidding me? I'm like, I don't even want to tell you. My birthday's April 11th, and I'll let you all guess.
Well, happy birthday. And from your pictures, you look
I'm an Aries, yeah.
You look about 25, so happy birthday in advance. And
aw, you're so sweet.
I just want to tell you, you're not the only person that's getting up there in age. My grandbaby just turned 9 months old, so I'm a grandpa now.
Congratulations, Alan. That's awesome. Susie, my husband was listening in the background. He goes, but ask her, was it worth it? I forget if he says a swell grade or he's a surfer. So he was listening in.
He's a surfer? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yeah. You know who else is a surfer that was on here the other night is Jeff Irons.
Oh, really?
Snorkel Jeff.
Cool, yeah.
Oh yeah, and I could tell you all kinds of stories about him. His uncle won the world championship, Andy Irons.
Oh, really?
If your husband knows about surfing, tell him Andy Irons, and that's who Jeff's related to. One of our community members.
Mark? I think he went to the garage. He was listening for a bit. He was ask her if the waves were worth it.
But if he ever watches the World Tour, he would know, or from the back in the days.
He's been into surfing since he's 50 now. So he just.
Where did you guys grow up? Like somewhere near the coast, obviously.
Actually, Philadelphia, but his grew up going to Avalon, which is in New Jersey. But he goes every year to Costa Rica with his bunch of friends, and they go surfing. So I think I texted you or DM'd you that I want to learn to surf one day. It's my dream to learn to surf.
Well, come on down. I've got all the soft tops. I used to go to Costa Rica. As a matter of fact, when I was married to my ex-husband, I owned a house in Costa Rica. So we could have a lot of conversations about Costa Rica, you and your husband, Mark.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, I know a lot about Costa Rica. Oh, yeah.
Miss Anna, are you sure they're just not calling it a surfing trip? Because,
No, they really are really into it. They make videos. It's like the same 20 guys. They rent this big house, and they get up at 5 a.m. and they surf all day.
But I'm just wondering,
Mark, do you know Andy Irons?
All the videos?
Yeah. Oh, he goes, yeah, I know Andy Irons. Everyone knows Andy Irons.
Well, tell him there's a person in our community, that's his uncle. Jeff Irons is related. And Jeff Irons is best friend with the girl who got her arm bit off. It's brother. The girl. What the heck is her name?
Bethany. No.
Yes, Noah Hamilton is his best friend, and Bethany is the girl that got her whole arm bit off by the shark in Hawaii, and he's very, very good friends with that family too.
Oh, that's a very good movie. We watched that. It was such a good story, inspiring. Mm-hmm.
But ask your husband if he's ever seen my favorite, Chasing Mavericks.
Great.
It's a true story about a free diver. He would know.
That's one of the best like surfing movies, or like, oh, I loved it. Love it.
Has anyone seen Big Wednesday?
I have not seen Big Wednesday, but
pretty much.
Oh, it's with Jan Michael Vincent, William Catt, and Gary Busey, and it's an amazing film. It's an old film from the 70s. I highly recommend it.
I think my favorite surfer movie is about Robin Banks, and it's got Keanu Reeves and a bunch of other people in it, and they were all dead presidents.
Yeah.
Look up Big Wednesday, and next time I'm walking by and you guys are on these calls and someone's talking about it, it is awesome. Susie, how were the waves the last 2 days if you're all surfed out?
Well, they pretty much sucked, but that doesn't stop me. No, they're like knee to waist high here, but it's kind of just, onshore, you know what I mean? It's like, unless you get an offshore wind or whatever. Last week was good. I think Tuesday, we kind of had like low wind. We had a little bit of like a little ground swell, like 2 to 3, kind of glassy.
Oh, good.
That's kind of what I like in my older age. I mean, who wants to put up with the wind chop and you know what I mean? I don't want to drift sesh. These are terms that we use, and if you're a surfer.
I've been surfing my
who wants to be
life.
What's that? Yeah, so you know what I mean. Wind swell versus
a nice
long period,
swell,
and you got to explain to people, it's 10, 13. We want light offshore, long period. 12 seconds, 14 seconds, we want waves like we watch on the CT. Not quite. That's a little too big for me. Like Australia, we don't want Margaret River, and we don't really want, Pipeline, because, I am over 60, so I don't think I'm Kelly Slater's. I don't think I could do that. But have you watched the women on the CT lately?
No, I haven't.
That kid, Caitlin Simmers?
No.
This kid's 17, and she beat my protege, Cocoa Beach girl, or Melbourne Beach girl, Caroline Marks, who's been on the tour since she was 15. But God, this girl, Caitlin, she's like 50, I think she's 17, and she won her first contest in Portugal at Super Tubos. Amazing. And she came from California. So, I tell you, she beat Carissa. She beat everybody. And she's 17.
Well, it's great in your 60s and still surfing. I was in Nassau 2 months ago with a group, and one of my buddies is 65, and he just had a knee replaced not even 3 months ago, and he was out surfing. So it's like, once you have that bug, it's with you for life.
So, Mr. Anna, I have to tell you, I was just kind of joking around saying, are you sure that's what they're doing in Costa Rica? So that was just kind of a joke. But I have to ask you, have you or Susie ever tried to surf the Hanover Inlet?
Not yet.
We watched videos from that. The boating, is that the boating videos?
No, that's
yeah.
What did you say? What did you say?
It's called the Hanover Inlet. It's out by Miami. They have crazy waves there all the time.
No, I've never been. I've been all over the world.
Well, Miami
but
Miami can get a swell, on hurricanes and stuff. But we've got, like I said, Cocoa Beach is usually really small around here, the Cape and all. And then there's a nudie beach up the road, Playa Linda, up by Cape Canaveral there. And then going all the way up to the coast, you got Jacksonville Pier, and if you know about Florida, East Coast surf, but and then again, I meet people all the time, like at the Surf Expo and stuff, that come down here that are Surf Jersey and up in Virginia, and Hatteras and all those areas. They're good. I mean, North Carolina can have great waves.
I grew up surfing in New Jersey, and I've surfed all over the world, and people know, like, you're from New Jersey? Like they're just surprised. But you're from Cocoa Beach, and that's where Slater's from, right?
Yep.
Yeah, my buddies.
Cocoa
I remember
Beach.
they were surfing against him when they were like 10 or 12, and they're like, "Oh man, this guy's Slater, this Kelly." It's yeah, East Coast surfing is great. I mean, if you can manage to surf East Coast waves and our wind swell and all the chop and inconsistency and closing out, and you go somewhere really good and the waves are on, it's easy.
Well, Miss Susie, I will tell you, if you look up Hanover Inlet and like boating, you'll see that sometimes they get massive waves there, and it's in the Miami area.
Haulover Inlet
Holiday Beach. Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, I know the inlet. I watch the YouTube videos. It's hilarious. These idiots trying to take their boats through there.
Oh yeah,
They don't know how to boat.
Well, they had a guy in here, insane captain, that was talking about how you got to basically put your boat up on one of the waves and just ride it in, or else you end up sinking your boat or doing severe damage to it trying to go over them and in and out of them. And I watch the videos all the time of people sinking very expensive boats through there.
Or they have like 15 people up in the bow. Like it's
very
right.
Yeah.
Common sense, but
well, this was a fun conversation.
It's amazing how much people can fly.
About surfing anytime. Just reach out to Anna.
Yes, I know every shaper. I know every shaper on the East Coast. Not so much on the West Coast, but even all the way up there. I even know the guy from, BIC I met. You know who that is? Big Surfboards, BIC. He's from Rhode Island.
I didn't know he's from Rhode Island.
You must know him.
I surfed there during college. We had Hurricane Felix. I think it was like 92. Was just amazing at Point Judith. It was like 15 foot and just. I'd never seen anything like that on the East Coast. It was amazing.
Hey, Gandalf, I threw you a mic if you want to jump
All right, I'll
in
let
here.
you guys go. Good talking to you.
Hey, Susie, look up in the nest. I threw a little short video up from a YouTube on there. It was probably one of the most impressive waves I've ever seen in my entire life. And this guy from Brazil that absolutely nailed it.
Brazil?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Brazil and Portugal are like to die for. And everybody on the CT, all these guys from Brazil, they're like kicking. Oh, they're so good. They're amazing.
So how's everybody else's Sunday going? Like I said, Gandalf, I threw you a mic request. If you want to take a mic, please feel free. You don't have to, obviously, but it is what it is. And if anybody wants a mic or, wants to talk about something, throw up a conversation. It doesn't matter what it is. Bring it to us. We're here.
Hey, what's up, Alan?
Oh, just having a Sunday. I started this space. Since you weren't in here, I'll give you a little recap. I started it as the dumpster fire of the effed people. And it was basically a place that people could just come and basically discuss whatever they wanted and had no fear of anybody, trashing them. It was just a free, open place to just have some free thought. And Mr. Pecos Bill came in here, and man, he dropped some knowledge on how oil wells are dug and just the science behind it, and how oil and natural gas markets work. And I had to end up changing the title because it was one of the most informative spaces I'd been to, and I really learned a lot. And so that's where we were, and we're here and open to talk about anything. So you got the mic. It's Sunday, and what's up, man? How are things with you?
Things are good. And happy to finally see you, Alan. It's been a while. And if you guys look at, I've already talked about this in 2 other spaces, so I'll kind of spread the message here for people who are unaware. But if you look at the nest top left, I was kind of good digging through all the 27 FOIA requests regarding Mmtlp specifically. And I remember looking at a couple of the documentation response from the FOIA request. And the response, that Howard got with the 23-page, kind of dictates, at least to me, that someone inside the SEC is trying to help us. And the reason why I believe that, first of all, because the FOIA request that he had submitted was specific citations within the year 2022. And there was a response in that email that dates back all the way to 2021. Now, what's really interesting is that when I compared one of the FOIA request response that one of the other shareholders had received, if you look at that picture on the left side, he basically, first of all, got a denial for his FOIA request, but it also states, highlighted in yellow, please be advised that we have considered the foreseeable harm standard in preparing this response. What Howard got is on the right side, where someone says, please be advised that I have considered the foreseeable harm standard in preparing this response, which leads me to believe that this FOIA request was someone on the inside who's trying to help retail.
Can I comment?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I've talked with Howard, I've listened to him talk, and one of the things that he did that I think is absolutely amazing was when he filed this FOIA request, he started a relationship, and I don't mean like in a weird way, I just mean in a business aspect relationship with this individual, and was discussing with them, how do I do these things? What needs to happen? How, what's the processes? How does this work? Am I doing this correctly? And then while they were doing some research and things to where they were looking things up, he was continually talking to them, and he was humanizing us. And he was telling them about the people that had put everything in this and lost it, and the people that had unfortunately taken their lives, and the impact that this entire situation was having on this large group of people. And it was being done by people for just pure greed and profit. And I believe that he got to that person on an emotional level, because the word I versus we is very important. And me and Pecos Bill were talking about this today. I used to be an investigator. When we were under normal loads and normal circumstances, you would have 5 people involved in something that when we were getting slammed and we couldn't handle the volume that was coming in on us, and this would happen occasionally, you would get temporary reassignments of certain duties. So now, instead of just doing what you normally did, you had all of these other things added. Well, if we look at the amount of FOIA requests before October, and then look at them from, October to a year back, and then look at the ones from October forward, you can see a massive influx in these requests. And I believe they took people out of the loop, which allowed for one person to get the request, process the request, get the results back, redact what had to be redacted, and then either send it out or deny the request. And I believe that that was probably a multi-person process previously, and that it became a single person process, in my opinion. And that's why you saw the I versus we. And the person listened to what Howard was saying, because he personalized us and made us, instead of just a number or just a group of investors, he made us real people to the person on the other end of the phone. And he got them to realize how important this actually is, and that they acted in a way that may not be good for their job, but it is certainly good for our community and for the people that have been injured by it. That's just my 2 cents.
No, absolutely. He's been on the phone. I think he has their personal phone numbers and going text back and forth with them. He's done a fantastic job at building that relationship with them since December. Absolutely outstanding job from him. Really VIP.
I can't agree more.
You know what's really interesting about that FOIA request is all the emails that suggest SEC involvement or SEC employees, all these people have been blacked out. Only individuals within FINRA show up in that FOIA request. Now, here's the question. If you have an insider who's trying to help us get that information out, first of all, why would that person ever release it unless they themselves believe that FINRA internally messed up?
I mean, you just answered your own question. I mean,
Well,
that's exactly what it is.
So well, that is exactly what it is. And this calls for a big, loud noise for retail to push for a whistleblower.
Oh, I absolutely agree. The other thing I think it calls for is it calls for us to help him file more. And I am working towards providing some information to him that I'm going to have in the next few days that will give him a very directed target for a FOIA request that I think is going to be very, very important. And if this person is helping him, this will allow another door to be opened, because what I was able to do was to find the processes that are used in the investigation at the SEC and what tools they use and how they're utilized and what those tools do and what they actually provide to the investigation. And they're all different data sets. And so I am going to share that with him so that he can target specific types of information that are housed in certain tools within their investigative software that they utilize there at the SEC. I obtained this via user manuals that I found online. And so I think that that relationship that he has built is very, very valuable to us. And I think that if he files a few more of these requests and does it, like I said, very targeted, looking for very specific things, that could look like, hey, this isn't really a big deal if I release this information, but in all reality, it's absolutely imperative that we get some of these things. I'll send you the same information, Edward, because I know you dig in and tear the stuff up and you like to look at it. I just think that the more information he has when he files them, the better off he is. So if he can say, I want this specific data set in this computer system that's utilized this way, I want the data from here, what was compiled for this purpose. I think that this person they may not, but I think that they may open up and give him more than what's already been given.
Do you know, someone asked in the other space previously, I wasn't sure of the answer, but logically I would say the answer is no, but do you know if people could FOIA request blue sheets?
Well, you can't do that because that's from FINRA directly. And FINRA is not a government organization. So the only way to get information from FINRA is via a subpoena from a court action.
But when you look up the blue sheets, the SEC has access to it from FINRA.
Yeah.
So if SEC has access to the blue sheets,
okay,
well,
so
that would make one person be.
Can I expand on what I was trying to say? Will you give me just one more second, Edward?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is exactly what I was saying. So there's a tool called NEAT, N-E-A-T. This is a forensic tool that leverages trading and market data to support the examination process. This is one of the things I'm going to share with him so that he can look through it and really ask for specific information. Because if we're looking at blue sheets, it's going to be held in the NEAT system because that's where all the market data is. So he could say, I am looking for everything housed in the neat system of the forensic tooling for MMTLP within the SEC, and that would give him that specific blue sheet information that basically breaks it down. The other thing that I think that would be really important for him to do is there's something called ENCASE, ENCASE, and it's the forensic lab software that inputs and processes electronic evidence. I think that if you're doing an investigation into MMTLP, you're most certainly going to be looking at the blue sheets. If you're looking at the blue sheets, it's going to be an ENCASE and it's going to be a NEAT. If he asks for the records for ENCASE and NEAT, he's going to get that information if they allow it. And so I think that that's the way you go about getting it. And that's just my personal opinion. I know Sean's got his hand up, so I'm going to give him a shot, but that's what I wanted to say on that really quick, Edward. Sean, if your question's not to Edward, please hang on to it.
No, Alan, that's great. That's kind of what I wanted to know. And again, I'll kind of spread the message as a whole to the whole community. An exercise that was suggested to me by someone in the community without revealing anybody for the sake of anonymously for now. A cool exercise would be to dig in through the FOIA request and look at any inconsistencies that could be present between the FINRA's FAQ and those emails.
So, Edward, I want to run something by you that I was thinking about, something I've been working on, because you look at things differently than me, which causes us to sometimes have a difference of opinion. But I believe it also causes us to get good results when we work together, because we see things through completely different lenses. And it's not a bad thing on you by any means that I'm saying. But so my question is this, I guess, to you. Is I was able to come up with a, this is going to sound really dumb when I say this, but I'll explain it. I was able to come up with a list of people's names that were given credit cards at the SEC. So they have the ability to use, as an employee, to use a company credit card. And this name list is huge of people. And what I've been looking at doing, and what I've been doing, is searching these people on social media and looking for the people that have maybe said in the past they were very happy about their posts and things were